Hello again. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. I have rebooted everything. I have rebooted the computer, the router. I even made a slight change to the lighting. Let's see if this helps a little bit too while we're at it. I may need to adjust the brightness again, though. Yeah, that should be good. All right. We'll wait a few moments, let everybody get a chance to wind their way back in, and we should be able to pick up where we left off without any problems. Of course, it doesn't rain, but it pours, right? Could be too easy otherwise. Now, earlier there were some issues with the audio from the game. That should also be fixed. But if for some reason we're not getting the audio again, I will fix it again. But so far, I mean, this part has no sound, so we're not missing anything at the moment because it's just the loading screen. But if something else happens, please bring it to my attention. I would appreciate it greatly. Okay. Well, on Cloud, they're not usually too long, but things do happen. But here we are back in the Foundation. Things are looking much, much better. I'm seeing a little bit of the motion blur, but I'm not seeing the stuttering, so that's good. That's very good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Loading screens can sometimes take forever. Always seems to feel that way. All right. So we're back to exploring the Foundation once again. But again, like I said, welcome back, everybody. We should be back to normal. Please let me know if once again this is not true. All right. I think just about everybody who was here before is here again. So here we go. Cave paintings. On art and time. At first, I thought the cave paintings in the Foundation chronicled ancient humans' encounters with natural occurrences like weather, but it soon became clear they depicted events far outside the average human experience. Also, it seems I was wrong to assume the images are ancient. Radiocarbon dating suggests something impossible that I have been. That's absurd, though. The style and medium clearly indicate a Paleolithic origin. I was ready to conclude that the ancient community of humans lived in or around the oldest house. Now, with this information, I don't know what to think. Is one of our agents drawing these? Or is there someone down here with us? This place has a habit of skewing my results, so perhaps the data is corrupted. Or perhaps some paintings were created at different times. The art does seem to chronicle not only the past, but also the present and possibly even the future. I see them in the echoes of the board, some linear architecture, even what could be interpreted as a director. Are the paintings telling a story that's being written? If so, who's writing it? This is where that stuff that starts to drop starts getting a little out of hand. Cool. Everybody back in? Everybody comfy? Everybody having fun watching? Gosh, I surely hope so. Untapped potential. Conceptual fragments and yay for corrupted samples. Foundation. Yep. I have some cushioning on this chair, I'll tell you that. I have a little bit of extra. I mean, this is a great chair. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I really, really do like this chair. But I need to find a way to try to tighten down the... Oh, shit. Dude's got a freaking pickaxe. Oh, now they... Ow! Oh my god, these guys hurt. Shit. These guys are fast. Those guys wanting to hit me with a frickin' pickaxe. Oops. I think I killed my friend. Wow. Ouch.
The Hiss are using pickaxes now?
Hiss sharpened. Dear Dr. Darling, I must inform you of the very questionable documentation I am seeing from Underkill's desk. She clearly has no concept of what the mold is. She claims they're microorganisms responsible for constructing the mold. Ridiculous. It's a rapidly growing fungus, not dissimilar to kudzu, which is fabricating complexity to justify her absurd budget demands. Speaking of which, I find it interesting that an old friend of yours gets her budget approved without questions asked. I wonder if the Operations Oversight Committee would be interested to learn of that. Here's an estimation. Dr. Abraham Lewis. Hiss sharpened. Hiss sharpened agents display the para-utilitarian ability to rapidly move short distances. This ability is unique in the fact that it's not associated with any known object of power. However, we should not discount the possibility that this ability is an object variation. For example, abrupt physical relocation, APR, could potentially be a variant to the jukebox's effect. Oh yeah, he does sound like a jerk, doesn't he? Other explanations of the Hiss sharpen's abilities currently include momentary time manipulation, brief increase in physical speed, inhibiting the witness sense of sight. But if we do accept the Hiss sharpened ability is not connected to a known object of power, then the Hiss are either manifesting unique paranatural abilities, or there were objects in the house that we weren't aware of. Either way, the Hiss are continuing to develop new strains of corruption, and that is cause for concern. Why, yes. Yes, it is. Very much so. See, there's one of the new ones I was talking about. Energy gained from taking melee damage. Could be helpful. I don't know if I'm willing to give up health for it, though. Isn't he interesting looking? Alright. New Hiss to play with. Lovely. These guys are fast to use pickaxes. This place suddenly got a lot less fun. Relocation order. Tom, you missed the good news. I'm sure the official memo will go out soon, but Northmore called an all hands at the crossroads to announce we're finally moving out of this hellhole and up into the house proper. Bureau brass apparently solved the moving walls problem, or at least figured out a way to pinpoint where and when they happen. All I know is that it's going to mean goodbye darkness, goodbye weird lurches with that ex-Nazi scientist, and goodbye pissing into the pit. I know that was you, Barry. Northmore's ordering the Foundation sealed as soon as we can haul our stuff out and somehow convince Ash to come with us. He's the only one kicking up a fuss. This is long overdue. We've lost 11 men and damn near $10,000 in supplies, moving between the entrance and the Foundation. And for what? Research? Ash is batty if he thinks we want to stay here and sift through more sand for him. It's just rusted iron flakes anyway. Did you know that? We're breathing that shit in. Lovely. Who likes inhaling rust? Not I. But if you consider that all of this red was all iron oxide flakes, where did all that come from? The crossroads. Well, beware of dangerous toxic geysers. Ooh. Dangerous toxic geysers. Sure. Was this place not dangerous enough for people? Foundation accident. Mr. Wilder, I have some bad news. You remember that? Oh yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. You remember that Robert Ricardo fellow we brought in as a special consultant to map the lower caves? Well, today he found a chamber with weird eyes covering every inch of the walls and a strange black pillar in the center. Kind of looks like the one at the crossroads, but smaller. We had a bureau member shadowing it, but whatever happened in there did a number on our guest. The docs are taking a look, but it's clear that Mr. Adventure's exploring days are over. I know to be careful to limit this guy's exposure to the non-ordinary. Drugging him and carrying him through the upper floor was a real hoot, by the way. But we really need to reevaluate our policies on external contractors. Honestly, we'd be better off forming a special division trained in rappelling and orienteering than subjecting more outsiders to the shit we deal with. They almost always end up dead or loony. Marcus. Hooray. That is awfully bright.
The astral plane is cutting into our dimension. What if this happens in the upper floors? It'll destroy the Bureau.
That's bad. That's super bad. Yeah, wow's a good word for this. Aren't we glad I can fly? Clearly, I'm going to be improving my flying speed. Great. Oh, yeah. Agreed. Astral copy. Field research on astral entity, astral copy. Summary. With the astral plane now physically accessible, a torrent of new information has been collected on the entities known as astral copies. The copies' bodies are composed of a dense stone-like material that is both resilient under controlled circumstances and brittle when struck with significant force. Whether the astral copies possess individual consciousness or are directed by a higher intelligence such as the board remains unknown. However, their shared aggression seems to indicate a unified goal. Director Phaeton's encounters with these entities when binding objects of power in the astral plane indicate they serve as live targets for potentially para-utilitarians to practice on. Some have been equipped with Bureau weaponry, though it seems unlikely they were armed by our personnel. It is important to note they appear immune to his corruption. That's good, but that doesn't change the fact that there's still Hisp showing up in here. Oh, boy. I don't think I can get up high enough to get to there. No, assuredly not.
I wish I'd brought Emily with me. I could really use my head of research right about now.
That's an interesting little flash, what do you say? Little Polaris goodness.
Marshall? Marshall! You're alive! Wait! It's Jesse! The director!
That's not good.
Whoa. This place is huge.
Crossroads.
Marshall? Can you hear me? She was on the hotline, so that person couldn't have been Marshall, right? One problem at a time. Let's see what's going on with that pillar first.
Investigate the nail. Oh, yeah. This room is very big. Ley lines. Ley lines. On ley lines and their energies. For all my research into the oldest house's ley lines, I still don't understand why they converge here, at the base of this pillar. I suppose the simplest reason is that they have to converge somewhere, Occam's razor and all that, but that seems wrong. The esoteric world abhors coincidence. So, what is the true relationship between this pillar and the ley lines? Does it act as a magnet attracting them, polar north? Or is the pillar a product of their focused energies, a sprout, nourished by the constant flow of the oldest house's power? Perhaps classifying that power provides some insight. However, we currently have no means of measuring or quantifying it. Given time, it may become possible to collect and even harness this energy. On that note, Northmore is bringing in the much-lauded Dr. Gustav Wagner from headquarters in D.C. to aid my research. I suppose this is his way of saying he doesn't trust me to work unsupervised. Let's just hope that Dr. Wagner is as smart as his dearly departed Fuhrer once believed him to be. Oh yeah, this is already going well. Give it a few minutes and see if you still feel that way in a few minutes. Just kind of distract yourself a little bit and see if it helps. Foundation pillar. Well, 250 calories is pretty easy to burn, but the nature of the pillar. The pillar found in the crossroads is best described as an onyx spike that protrudes from the cave floor like an imposing stalagmite. Despite its aggressive silhouette, the structure has an undeniable allure. Freud would certainly have something to say about the pillar's overly erect nature, but I'm more drawn to Whitmore's essay on dynamic layers, structures within structures, the fractal mirror in every being. Given its significant location, I believe the pillar is either the very heart of the oldest house, or an intrusion within that heart. Or perhaps it's like the husk of a seed from which the oldest house sprouted. Trottier wrote that the greatest architecture isn't built, it grows. But then, why does the pillar look so different from the rest of the place's concrete walls and rocky caverns? It's easier to see it as an anomaly, a buried artifact, a foreign body, a demonic phallus. I wonder if this pillar is any more welcome here than we are. Ash's definitely got some interesting thoughts here, doesn't he? Boy, that's a lot of dust. Nail, door, monolith is hurt. Touch, revere it to enter. I'm hearing the board without being in the astral plane. Is that a good sign or a bad one? Repair the nail, linked to prevent astral consumption collision. This is the director's duty. Plot. Authorized for use for single new tool. Upgrade. Use it to save the Foundation. Us, Bureau. Left self or right weapon. Only one is permitted. Which will you choose? Become.
So I can only choose one? I thought I was done with these tests.
Interesting. Alright, chat. What's your thoughts? Build or break? What you thinking? Do we want to be builders? Or do we want to be breakers? What do we think? Build or break? Anybody got anything they want to throw in with this? Okay. Well, that's cool. I can figure it out. Let's do break. Right weapon will grant fracture. Undo. Left self will grant shape. Manipulate. Does that help? We are adjusting, upgrading the service weapon. Gift. Complete the challenge. Minerals, roots, barnacles grow across the foundation. Use the no ammo casing to demolish. Weed whack. Weed whacking. First director to receive. Earned this. You should feel honored. Handled. Welcome back. I got getting a new gift from the board. Certain crystal formations will regrow after destruction. Dismantle, loosen the 4 locks, keys, MacGuffins, located in the fringe nowhere of the astral plane. Astral bleeding collision has spread, lost them. Do this and the nail will be repaired, glued, crisis averted. P.S. Bonus round, guests are present in Foundation. Trespassing, snooping is forbidden. Whoopsie. Boy, am I glad that wasn't a fatal fall. Still. Lure enemies onto crystal walkways and then destroy the crystal. Whee! Have a nice trip. Maybe that one is not one I should be doing. As far as astral challenges go, this seems to be too much. That's great. I'm going to have to turn off the automatic aim. Won't that be fun? Don't think I found the right option yet. Yeah, the game got a little bit more difficult.
review. This broken pillar is called the Nail. It was broken by something, and now the astral plane is bleeding into the foundation, which will destroy the oldest house, the bureau, and everyone inside. I need to find 4 locks, or keys, or whatever, to stop that from happening. But I'm the director. I've handled worse. This should be simple. Ish. You with me?
This should be simple. Ish. Oh. We'll be learning how to fly better now. Oh, yes. That's going to be all about the flying. And the braking. No, I don't think they're human or human-like either. Former, if you remember Former. Oh, good. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back in. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, it definitely looks a lot smoother. I rebooted everything, so it should be really good.
It's been 5 days. It's been 5 days since we first entered the building. Traversing the interior is dangerous due to the shifting, but we did manage to find a lower cavern that seems structurally predictable, which is a scientific way of saying its walls won't crush us in our sleep. Northmore even made a discovery. A pistol placed on a stone pedestal in front of that strange ebony pillar. Seems like something out of a storybook, except the heroes usually find swords, not handguns. But it is the perfect lure for someone like him. Hours after finding this weapon, Northmore cornered me to spout some nonsense about how the board had made him the director. He ranted about the title being meaningless before now, calling Father and all other previous directors shams, frauds, and worse. I think this place is worse for Northmore than it is for me. Strangest thing? There was no pedestal in front of that pillar a day ago. This building has swallowed a dozen of my men, and now it's handing out presents? Is it playing some sort of game? If it is, we're most certainly losing. Oh, we don't even know the rules.
Yup. Oh, hotline. Locks, keys, keep socket, us here. Trapped, hooked, hidden, fed. They are old, young, extra life. With the director's help. Situation, information is subject to change. Oh, yeah. Research Site Gamma, research the canyon room. Oh, yeah. I just adore the board. They are actually kind of fun. I mean, they are amusing most of the time, but they apparently, when they get angry, really bad things can happen. But as for the board being anything remotely human, highly unlikely. Very doubtful. No idea what their deal actually is. Better than Former. I think that's potentially potential.
not sure she's ready.
I'm here, aren't I? I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
Faden.
I've served under 2 directors. 3 now, I suppose. Trench and I worked our way up together. We made it through the tough cases, the bad days, the casualties. He was the epitome of a good agent. Smart, decisive, selfless. Then he picked up that damn gun. Becoming director is a formal process overseen by the board. Lots of ritual and mystery. After that, key staff provide detailed briefs on all classified matters, past and present. But with Faden, well, there's no protocol for field promotion. The girl's smart, has a good head on her shoulders. I'm trusting her to handle the hiss upstairs, while I hold them off here. All this shit with the nail, the board, I'm not sure she's ready. Besides, I work better alone.
Yay. Now that's new. Health recovery on launch hits. That sounds good. Leroy Jenkins. Yep. That does seem about right.
In the astral plane. This bleed is just
Complete
getting
the
worse and
ritual.
worse.
Astral collision. Alrighty then.
That's the cave sand. Looks like the astral bleed goes both ways.
Well, is that good or bad? I guess we'll find out. Wear everything. Dear Science, there's a person in my pet salamander. He has human eyes. Why doesn't anyone else see him? I think it's werewolves, but with every animal, wear dogs, wear cats, wear otters, wear butterflies, wear everything. There are people inside and they can't get out. They're stuck in the animal body. It's not all animals, but it can be any animal. My parents don't believe me. Maybe this has happened before. I thought you would know. Sincerely, John LeMaine. Oh yeah, with the asynchronous outfit, I love it. Thing's a pain in the butt to get though. Thud. I'm gonna be working on flight from now on.
Hiss in the astral plane? That didn't go so well.
That's an interesting theory. I wouldn't expect other kid to show up in this game, but you never know. It's always within the realm of possibility. I mean, if you think from an SCP point of view, Otherkin could be an SCP. Oh, great. What's holding it up that I missed? Seriously. I wouldn't mind a few things popping their way on the bottom of that. Just so I could watch it go squish. It's an interesting idea. No, I'm not expecting it either. But you never know. We could both be wrong. Like I said, it's a really neat, interesting idea, but I don't see it in this.
Reminder, the Bureau does not have windows. If you notice a window, immediately close your eyes and make your way to the nearest safe room. You are permitted to fashion a blindfold from an article of clothing. Any resulting lapse in dress code will be excused. Thank you for your attention.
Reminder.
The Bureau does not have windows. If you notice a window, immediately close your eyes and make your way to the nearest safe room. You are permitted to fashion a blindfold from an article of clothing.
It's gonna have two sides to it, isn't it? Go away. Ow. The problem is having turned off the aim assist, this is going to get a lot harder, but I can only shoot the things underneath people if the aim assist is turned off. Get off. Fun. Yeah. That's definitely a man versus the unknown sort of theme here. Turn the aim assist back on. Oof. Be right here. Gotta love the long walks. Great. So, the enemies are going to come back. Great. Just what I want. Evade ammo refund. I kinda like that. Great. Glad I noticed that now. right. Son of a bitch! Get off! Damn, those guys hit hard, do they not? I'm like, that's trucks! Smush, smush! Ugh, I'm getting smushied. Glad I'm back up here, though, because holy smokes. I would not want to climb all the way back up. Oh, look, there's the pyramid. Way out there. Trauma mod. That sounds useful. Come on, poke your head out. much. See that little coastal thing in the atmosphere there? It should be where it's at, but it's not appearing. I could hear something, but I can't find it. But yes, I might actually have to go down. See the smear of the coast, that ghostly smear there? This is where it should be. Yep. It fell all the way down here. A pain in my butt. Goody, goody. What have I got? Launch ammo, refund, win grip. Shatter. Explosive energy recovery. Recover energy on taking explosive damage. Get ammo back on evade. Oh yeah, this is getting complicated. Whee! This is why we're glad we can fly. Oof. Well, once you actually start levitating, you don't stop levitating until you actually get down to the floor. So that's how you go down like long, deep pits. Alright, where's my other gold block? Pretty much. The limitation right now is upwards. Well, it's upward and how far I can go before it actually starts to wear off and I start to float down. So it's not just up, it's how long I can stay in the air before I start to... Okay. As you need. Oh, I need to upgrade that one, don't I? Jiminy. Good. Well, we'll see what happens. Astral Mimic. Field research on the Astral Mimic. Astral Mimics are physically indistinguishable from astral copies, but considerably more dangerous due to the fact that they possess para-utilitarian abilities. The most notable ability witnessed is levitation. It is unknown how this astral entity gained its paranatural abilities. The relevant objects of power are currently bound to Director Phaeton, which indicates the objects are not responsible. However, objects of power are intrinsically linked to the board of the astral plane. A similar link between the objects of the mimics could also exist. Or perhaps the board is able to dispense these abilities at their leisure with no trial on the astral plane required. The prevailing theory, however, is that the entities are simply replicating observed abilities performed by the Hiss, or even the director herself, thanks to prolonged exposure to our world caused by the astral bleed. Raw. Green. I don't know if you could see this because I don't know if I'm really here. I see a pen in my hand. I see myself, but it's all wrong. It's the wrong angle. It's throughing me, and it's all green. Look out for the color green. Everything turns green when it's close. Don't let it get close. Don't let it in. But if you do, no matter what, you do not speak to it. Please, I need you safe, Peggy. I don't want you to end up here, too. I don't know where I've gone. Wait. That is heart-wrenchingly ominous, I agree. Hidden location discovered. Oh god, it's another threshold, kids. Okay. It does feel like a very long dungeon, but I could tell by that right there that that's probably the end. Yep, 4. I think I just found 1. Oh my god. Ran out of room again. Yeah, 4 keys. It's fun. Oh, it's just starting to get a little full up.
Another etching, like the one I used to get in here.
Former Locke's ancient reason, abalone.
Is this the lock/key the board told me about?
Well done, seasoned. Only 3 keys, tethers remain. Darnell is rebuilding, loosening.
Just doing my job. First one down. Director Faden's got this covered.
Oh god, I hope that's not another boss fight. I hear you. Man. This one's all about flying, isn't it? And ammo. That regenerating ammo. That was exhausting. And that was just the first one. Ugh. Of course I'm a point short. Because why would it be anything else? Remote thought. Where do I get the remote thoughts? Rejected episode. Yeah, I don't think I need to see that again. Yep, they're in containment. Oh, that was tiring. But look, we got people.
Jesse, hey!
Emily, how did she get down here?
What are you doing down here, Emily?
What do you mean? You called me down, remember?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, that's right. You didn't. But then, I remember you needing me to come here. I mean, you even told me how to get in. Let's just chalk it up to synchronicity so we can get to work.
She takes everything in stride.
Oh,
The board
there
called me
she
down
is.
here to deal with the situation. The astral plane is...
Colliding with our world, I know. Isn't it fascinating? I never even considered that the astral plane could be a physical volume expanding beyond its dimensional container. The bleed is localized to this area, but its growth rate seems steady. Given time, it will consume the entire Bureau, and possibly beyond.
That's what I'm here to stop. The board told me to fix the nail over there by dismantling 4 locks in the astral plane. Funny, I think it's put itself back together a bit.
So that could be due to the law of inverse exchange. For every associated component you remove, this nail reconstructs. Or possibly some variation of anti-sympathy. Don't worry, I'll look into it. Did you notice all the Bureau infrastructure? It looks like there was a research team stationed down here at some point. Do you think Darling knew about this?
I'd put money on it. That reminds me, have you seen Marshall? She contacted me over the hotline, but then I saw her walking around.
I haven't seen her. The hotline only connects to extraplanar entities. Or dead people. But Marshall's proved time and time again that she's a survivor.
That's exactly what I thought.
Anyway, I've been looking into the minerals growing down here. Have you noticed how they insist on maintaining a certain form? Maybe some sort of a state memory, or they consciously prefer a certain shape?
I think we're on a clock here, Emily. I need to stop the astral bleeding before it brings the oldest house down. See what you can find out from the nail in the meantime. And send out some rangers to look for Marshall. She may be in trouble.
Will do, Jesse. If you see anything interesting, remember to take detailed notes.
I begin to think that Ian stride's a little bit of an understatement. And while we're on that topic, is it bad that I kind of followed everything she said? You know? Anti-sympathy? Antipathy? Oh, I don't know. What do we think? Any thoughts on the fact we were able to keep up with her? I don't know. Oh yeah, I definitely figured it, you know. I'm guessing that we broke the stuff free that set the lock back into place, which caused that to grow to basically recreate the grounding point for the ley lines.
If it isn't my favorite director.
Well, no, she had Trench.
The Rangers have tapped into an old radio network they found around the Foundation. So if you need backup, just call them at one of the stations.
How did the Hiss get into the Foundation?
Same way we did, I imagine. But you need to remember that the Hiss are the embodiment of persistence. Their nature seems to be one of force, to find every possible vulnerability and exploit it. Their only goal is consumption.
I'm sure there's plenty of goodies for them down here. The nail, for instance.
If the Hiss could corrupt the nail, I'm sure they would have by now. It must not interest them in its broken state. They could be distracted by the numerous unknown paranatural materials I'm sure are lying around. These are the roots of the oldest house. The Hiss will find plenty of ways to make trouble.
They're pretty good at that. So you've never heard of the Foundation, huh?
I've never even seen the name referenced. Clearly it's highly classified, but for what reason? The problem with these kinds of closed-off hidden areas is that they were likely sealed for good reason. But now no one is left to tell us what that reason was.
Any guesses why the Bureau would hide something like this?
I only know what I've observed. This place is spatially rigid, which means it doesn't shift like the rest of the oldest house. And before you ask why that is, I have to admit that I'm clueless.
Welcome back, sir.
There's some signal interfering with my equipment, making it hard to get a clear reading. It's being emitted from the floor. Maybe I should have brought a jackhammer.
The astral plane is already taking chunks out of this place, Emily. Let's not add to it. So let me get this straight. The astral plane is bleeding into the Foundation.
Correct.
And that's happening because the nail is damaged.
I'd say it's a bit more than damaged, but yes, that is my understanding.
So what's the connection between the nail and the astral plane?
It's a good question. See, I always pictured objects of power as strings between our plane and the
That's good.
astral. If the nail has a similar relationship, then maybe it's more accurate to think of it like plumbing. Now that the nail is busted, sewage is gushing everywhere.
Not the prettiest metaphor.
I should get back out there.
Agreed. The astral bleed won't stop itself.
Elemental source gain? Okay, that I'm gonna have to look at. Source gained per elemental pickup. Oh. Well. Well. I think I'd like to try that for a little bit. Hi! Thought I heard something. Welcome home. Source is like the XP. It's what you use to buy up your abilities and stuff with. So if I can get source by picking up stuff, you know, that's like free XP. Oof. Yeah. It's like getting an XP booster. Well, okay, source is more like for building things. So like when I'm building upgrades to the gun. It's not really upgrades to myself, but like the weapon forms and the mods. Things like that. I think that's about as low as I'm gonna get. I don't want to risk jumping off the side there. But imagine it's gonna take me a while to get to the top. Yeah, I'm familiar with that tower, sir. Did you get your 3 runes out of it? She did get her dinner. Huh? Please. And thank you. Oh, you only just found it. Okay. Well, at the bottom of it, you should get those the 3 runes we were talking about. There we go. All right. Well, if I'm going to do any more astral constructs, I'm going to need more supplies. That clearly leads somewhere. So does that. Thank you. Okay, we'll come get some, little one. I got milk. So she wants milk. Of course she wants milk. Come here, little one. I'll just set her down here. Athena, baby. Other way, little one. Athena, baby. Okay, so backwards then. Clearly, we're not going to get anywhere from here just yet. So, time to go backwards. We did find other areas that I knew I couldn't get into without being able to break them. And of course, you know, having a conversation with Former just inspires such confidence. Oh, Former's a trip. I don't really know completely what to make of him. I mean, there's what the board said, which was he used to be a member of the board. But that something happened, and as a result of it, he's no longer on the board. Unless... Oh. Former? Seems to be a former member of the board. Do you remember when I was cleansing the fridge, there was that big, gigantic serpentine thing that came up the screen? God, I had to shoot the eye. That would be Former. That thing that, yeah, the big bug thing. It kind of showed up briefly when I got to the first lock, the big serpent thing that kind of like with the weird, couldn't quite get the speech working right. That would be Former. It clearly wants to talk to me about something. Whether that's good or bad is yet to be determined. Oh, boo. Oh, God bless. Oh, hell yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to get up there at some point. I don't have the faintest clue how I'm gonna get there unless I can get up to that. Because I don't see how to get up to that either. Explosive ammo refund 5. I think I would like that. Oh, I get it. You have a great rest of the night too, sir. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, definitely feel free to watch the VOD of this when I get done for the night. But it probably won't be too much longer. Good rest. Big efficiency for spin. Guessing I need to go up there. If I can figure out how to climb up there. I know I can break that. Research site Gamma. That worked. should start upgrading melee. That might be wise. Crawling out of. Complete the ritual of the deep cavern.
My life's been a strange one. Certainly stranger than I'd like.
Okay, back to the entrance.
It's something else. The floors crawl, the
Complete the
walls
ritual.
slither. It's a shifting
Alright,
pit.
well,
On the street, it's just another
where does the
flat
ritual
building
start?
standing there for anyone to see. No one does. How did we miss it? Northmore. Acting director in Northmore now is on a train from Washington.
Jeez. That light on the astral plane is just super, super bright. Now there's all the way back to the literal beginning, which makes me think I've missed something somewhere. Not seeing anything. Aha.
Worst I've ever seen is take the nail. End of the world.
So I can't let the hiss take the nail. Not a problem. I know how to handle them.
I snuck into the Foundation through a back door I know. Had to get ahead of the hiss. Just a matter of bypassing the ritual protections.
The ritual
Luckily, the
predictions.
board's as distracted as the rest of the Bureau. I had to put on a brave face up there, but the situation is the worst I've ever seen. We're getting back on our feet, but we've already lost so much. Trench is dead. Darling is somewhere. I'm the only one left. But I still have a job to do. Keep the hiss back. There's not enough HRAs to spare, so I'll have to make do with what I've got. Frankly, I I don't even know what will happen if the Hiss take the nail. Trench made it sound like it'd be the end of the world. He was never one to exaggerate. Well, orders are orders, even if they come from a dead man.
Oh, yay. If it's the end of the world as we know it. Oh, son of a bitch. Screw you, screw you. You can go play with that, that's fine. Bet they're just gonna kill you. Oh, great. I made it up to here. Alright. Let's just save the game again. Well, I've been at this for a while. I think this might be a good stopping point. I don't want to dive too deeply into the next part because that first ritual to get to the first lock took over 2 hours. And it's taken me 2 hours to get back to this point here where I'm up to the next one, so this seems like a fantastically fantastic stopping point. So, with that in mind, I think we're just going to call it here. I do thank everybody for hanging out. Let's see if there is anybody currently online to go and raid and host. Let's see. You too. I appreciate your hanging out with me. I really do. Let's see. Have we got anybody I can go and throw stuff at? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Unruly Rogue, because she needs the views. She got everything she needed for affiliate except the actual average viewers. So that sounds good. So give me a couple seconds. Let me go head over her direction. Yeah. Cool. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Guys, have a great night. Make sure to say hello. Give her a follow if you haven't already.